Hi, um, pre-show Alex here. Hello. For those of you who don't know, I'm Alex Wood. Welcome to Who You Are is Important. It will be a weekly podcast that I do myself along with the legend that is Mr. Owen Price for a time. And this week's guest is going to be the YMCA of Scarborough's very own theatre manager, Mr. Graham Ibboston. He is the next voice that you will hear. Today's show is obviously just going to be about what Graham's life is and who he is as a human being. Until then, here he is. Oh, it's already been recorded. Ha! Brilliant. That's amazing. So the recording has just restarted as soon as I reconnected you. Absolutely amazing. Excellent. Yeah. So let's get you on screen. Okay. Here's Mr. Graham Ibboston. Wave, Mr. Ibboston.
Hello, you alright?
This is Mr. Graham Ibboston, and he is officially the head of theatre at the YMCA Scarborough. Is that right? That's right.
It is, yeah. Theatre.
How long have you been head of theatre then, Graham?
I've been working in the YMCA Theatre for 36 years now, so a long time.
36 years?
36 years, yeah, and I've been involved with them 38 years, because I was helped out before as well, so... I'm not giving my age away.
Wow, that's a long time to commit to a company.
It is.
Obviously, the YMCA is great and amazing, and it's been going a long time since before the Second World War. I believe it's coming up to
it's 175 years this year in Scarborough.
Mad.
Yeah,
absolutely crazy. But we're not here just about the YMCA, although the YMCA is a massive pivotal point to what we're going to be talking about today. Let's start with you. Mr. Graham Ibboston, where were you born?
I was born in Scarborough, so I'm Scarborough born and bred, so I've been here all my life. Yeah.
Scarborough born and bred. Scarborough Hospital?
Scarborough Hospital, yeah.
Still the same place, Scarborough Hospital.
As I say, during lockdown, we're so lucky to have this town. I love it, walking around and stuff, and the scenery and countryside we have, and seafront and everything. It's great.
Have you never wanted to leave ever?
No, I love it.
There's absolutely no problem with that. It's just one of them things that, like, obviously people of my generation will sit here and go, hang on a minute, Scarborough can't be the be all and end all, and then there's you that says yes it can, and and
I think it's because I was involved with the YMCA. That's why, because it's such a diverse place to meet lots of different people all the time. So yeah, I've given my life to it really.
When did you start? What age were you?
13.
Wow.
Yeah. So I started as a member, helping and stuff. Well, appearing in a show and then helping. So.
What was the show that you appeared in?
I appeared in the open air theatre show at the Scarborough Open Air Theatre, the Magical Musical Time Machine.
Wow.
There was about 250 in the cast, so it was a massive cast and everything, but that's sort of where my love of the YM theatre came from.
For those of us that weren't around then, or have never ever heard of that show ever before, which doesn't include me because I did my research.
Yeah.
What was the show about? Can you tell us?
That was sort of it was a big musical. It was just about a group of kids travelling through time to try and save the land and everything and find peace and stuff. It was really quite a good show, actually. It was all right. It was on for 6 weeks, one night a week. I said the open air theatre had been shut for 18 years at that time, so it reopened it. And it stayed open a couple more years and then shut again until it's been reopened recently.
So you guys were the premier opening show. You were the big dogs around Scarborough.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. Really an experience, I tell you.
When you were around about 13, as you've said then.
Yeah.
Was theatre growing up anything that you wanted to do as a kid, or was it just something you found?
Just what I found really to get involved with. I did a couple of school productions before that, and I was in Oliver with Sadloss, Scarborough and District Light Opera Society before that as well at the Floral Hall. But as I say, it was just like a hobby. But I didn't ever expect to be working in a theatre.
Was that like a... Was it a mum and dad thing that they said, "Oh, I think you'll enjoy this," or was it just something that you went, "No, I want to do this one"?
No, my granddad was quite into theatre and stuff. Just liked going to theatre and stuff. So I think maybe I picked the passion up from him a bit. But, yeah,
Absolutely. This is marvellous. I didn't know any of this. This is great. I absolutely love this. So, for those of you who don't know, and all of that lot, many people that do start at the YMCA start at that around about age of 13 years old. That's around about the peak age of, or the average age where people start in it, whether it's productions or volunteering or anything like that. And you've done it as well. So when people say you can go literally anywhere with it, you can.
Yeah, I've been there, got the t-shirt.
Wear the t-shirt, organise the t-shirt, build the t-shirt. Oof, absolutely. But obviously when we'll get all into who you've seen, what you've seen, how you've seen later on. But when the YMCA officially went there and you were there, how did that happen? How did you be able to become a member? Was it just you walked up a door and said, "Yeah, I want to do this, sign a bit of paper," or did somebody say, "Come along"?
They had auditions, so it was all in the paper, advertised for these auditions for this show, similar to what they do now. And I just went along and got through them and stuff. So, yeah, as I say, with about 250 other people, so it was a big, massive cast. In fact, lots of people you talk to were actually in that show of my sort of age. I don't even know, do you know what I mean? But suddenly bump into somebody and like, "Oh, I was in that." It's amazing.
Just thinking about it now, I cannot imagine that happening now.
Oh no, I don't think it would happen now.
Like 250 kids.
Yeah.
All in a production every single week.
Yeah, there was adults as well, so it was a mixture of adults and kids,
Madness.
Yeah.
That is utter madness. For those that don't want to know your age or anything like that, what year was it?
It was 1982. Yeah. Long time ago. Yeah.
Because obviously the Scarborough Open Air Theatre will look different now than it would have done. Oh, it looks a lot different now than it would have done then. But what? Did you have 100 people there, 200 people there, or is it like the shows that you see in the summer now where there's 50 or 20 people that occasionally are there?
No, you had the full cast there. They were there every time. It was on once a week for 6 weeks, weather permitting. But I think it was just 1 week where it didn't go because of the rain. But, yeah, it was good. Good
audience wise then.
Audience wise, they probably were getting about 2,000 in each time. So it was well attended for a YMCA show, do you know what I mean? The first night was full. It was about 6,000. But that was because it was VIP night, so there was a lot of invited guests there and stuff.
As a 13-year-old, you performed in front of 6,000 people.
Yeah, it was amazing. Absolutely. And it rode around the lake. It involved all the lake. You know, they used everything. So you came out with a boat. We had cars going up and down in front of the theatre. Horses were in it. It was unreal.
I'm going to have to speak to somebody at the town hall, see if I can get a video of this. I really am.
I'm sure the YM's got a copy somewhere of it, but as I say, it's very dated, of course not. But
That's it. Steve Marsh, James Akerley, you're both listening to this. Let's see if we can get a copy of that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hold the screener when this is all over, or put it on the internet and get people to watch it. 6,000 people opening night. That's incredible. Not one of these kids can even think about that.
No, it was absolutely fantastic.
It's unbelievable. And then when you come into the volunteering side of the YMCA, what did you first start with?
That was down there as well, because I was in the show, and then I just happened to be walking through theatre one day during the daytime, and I saw Chris Wilby, and it was like, "Oh, if you're just not doing anything, do you want to come and help?" And that's basically how it started. So I used to help with the tax stuff, and then I was giving out leaflets during the daytimes, because it was a school holidays.
Yeah.
So I was there every day doing stuff. I was in a little kiosk at the front of the theatre, and I used to give out leaflets there for the show.
So
Yeah.
it is effectively like, and we'll move on to Mr. Wilby later on because the man is a legend, utter legend. If you don't know who Chris Wilby is, we'll explain more further on later on. Listen to this up, but essentially, it was you and him from the very beginning of this
Yeah.
YMCA modern age that I know of, and a lot of people that would be listening to this and watching this would know.
Yeah, and I mean not others, of course, but yeah, the theatre, the YM Theatre didn't exist until I started there with Chris, and we built it between us. But that was a theatre in North Street, of course. That's where it was originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did that happen then?
That was we started building that in about 1983. In there, I did that on work experience from school. Actually, I was on a fortnight work experience as you do, and I built a theatre with Chris. So yeah, it was just 120 seats we had there, but it was all tiered like we have now, and no flying tower or anything like that. But we did really good shows there for the couple of years we were there still.
That's unbelievable. So there must have been more of you. There wasn't just you and Chris Wilby that decided to. It would have been a team and everything like
that. Yeah, there was a team. Yeah.
Is there anybody that was part of that building that people will still recognise today?
I don't think there's really anybody come over from the YMCA. I mean, Mark Dresser, of course, he's still involved. Yeah. But he was cast to start with, the same as me, and then he went to stage managing for us. He's on the trustee now. I can't think really. I don't think there's anybody else did come across to the St Thomas Street one.
Is that where like you and Mark first originally met when you were in that cast there?
Yeah.
Long time.
I was at the Royal Opera House when I met Mark. He was in the cast and I was doing the sound for the show at the Royal Opera House, and then we just got friendly there really. So, yeah.
You've been best mates ever since?
Ever since, yeah.
Essentially, you have. You've been best mates ever since.
Yeah.
Like, I believe this is correct. I think you're a godfather to both of the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, both Holly and Bradley, who everybody at the YMCA knows. If you don't know who Holly and Bradley are, then you should. Both of them are absolutely... Obviously, Bradley is... What? He's 18, 19 now?
18, 19 in September. But no... Scary.
I first met that lad when he was 14 years old.
I know. Where's it
Unbelievable.
Go? Yeah.
That's scarily crazy. But yeah, from work experience there, you built a theatre. Most kids sit in an office for 2 weeks and learn how to photocopy.
Yeah, I was doing joinery and all sorts of stuff, and it was great. And of course, it was long days we were doing as well, so you wouldn't even be able to do that now with health and safety.
And Mum and Dad were just excited and happy that you were doing this, or
what? Yeah, they wanted me to really follow like an apprenticeship in electrics. It took a lot from persuading to let me actually work at the YMCA. But once I did go down that road, they were happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did your mum and dad do?
My dad used to work for the railway. He was in the administration side for the British Railways. So he worked on this station. And my mum was just like a housewife. So.
Legends, both of them.
My mum volunteered a lot at the YM as well. She was a big volunteer at the YMCA. So.
There we go, family stuff.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. I love it. I absolutely love it. We'll move on and do that. When did it become full time for you? When not just part time, full time. Are we talking 85?
84.
84.
84 started working full time. Was theatre manager and assistant to Chris Wilby. But of course the theatre wasn't used half as much as it is now. It was more of Chris Wilby's assistant and theatre manager then. Whereas now it's the other way around.
When it was then, was it that you were what we're talking about, 2 shows a year, or are we talking about?
Well, we didn't really have a lot of the higher groups come in like we do now. It was just the YM used it for its summer show, but we still did our pantomimes at the Royal Opera House. So because it wasn't big enough, of course, to
yeah.
So yeah, we used to have the panto at the Opera House for a week at Christmas, doing 2 shows a day. And that was good. That was 1,000 seat. We used to fill that. It was just amazing. Some happy times there.
Honestly, what would you give for 1,000 seater theatre right now?
Oh, honestly, it'd be amazing. I mean, it's such a shame that the Opera House went. I mean, I loved it. The Royal Opera House was brilliant little theatre.
Because when that I was only a kid when that went, but like when that went, there was more of an uproar then than there was for the Futurist. I
Oh,
think.
yeah, it was just great because it was a Victorian theatre, like it was a brilliant, lovely theatre. Just let's go to rack and ruin.
How many years? I don't know if you know, but I don't particularly know. How many years did the YMCA use it for pantomimes or various
Uh,
other shows?
I think they started using it in 1976 when it reopened. 'Cause it'd been shut for a long time. Then it reopened again in 1976, and they did their pantomimes right up there till 1988 when we moved into the St Thomas Street building.
Hmm.
So yeah, we did it a long time.
It, it's maddening. It really, honestly is because there is such history that used to be here in this town and in this area that the YMCA is such a part of and made it a massive thing, and
Yeah,
that's all. That's all. That's necessarily gone now.
yeah, yeah.
So, as a YMCA group, we've just got to survive on our own.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, yeah.
Now, do you think that that is something that obviously we'll always try and we'll always keep going and we'll always move on, and especially at Christmas time of the year is that's your year.
Oh, Panto and Cracker. Yeah.
That's your time. I remember way back when I was working at the YMCA. We'll get more onto that when we first met and did that lot in a minute. When I was working at the YMCA, you come into the reception area, tell all the reception staff, I think it's like 1st of December. Right, I don't care who calls, don't care who messages, don't care who emails. I don't take it till the 6th of January. That's it.
Yeah, we're in Christmas mode.
No emails, nothing.
No.
No one gets in touch with me. It's brilliant, utterly brilliant. So it was from 85 all the way through. There was no gaps, no breaks, no side quests, nothing.
No, 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 totally been there all the time.
And the amount of people that you've seen come and go and
Oh,
do
absolutely.
that.
Yeah,
There's so many stars that Scarborough have produced and made and had here. Is there? You keep in touch with everybody, of course,
oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
it's you. But if you had to go top five, let's say top five of the time and place that you were here, is that something that you can do for me now?
I can't. There's too many really to list. Yeah, yeah. I must say, not everyone's gone off into theatre either. A lot of people have gone off into do like fantastic jobs. All gained confidence through the YM and stuff. So that's one of the good things about the YMCA. It gives you like good social skills and confidence building,
Yeah.
which we're
How
proud.
how many people? Unbelievable. How
Yeah.
many people on thing do you think that they can say and they can sit here and watch and go, yeah, it was this place, it was him, it was him, it was him? Because I'm thinking it's got to be thousands of people.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has to be. It's like it's touched a lot of people. Like you said, lots of people have been touched by the YM. It has to. It's just nice to. It's like a feeling of belonging when you're there. That's how I describe it. You feel like you belong somewhere. Because a lot of kids don't know what they want to do they? When you're at school and things,
Mm.
and that's what we're there to provide, is to give people a sense of belonging and do what you want to do, really. And we'll try and encourage people to do what they want to
Yeah.
do. Yeah, guide them.
Is there and we'll move on from me asking these silly questions and stupid things. Is there like let's say last 10 years from 2010 to 2020, is there one show that you can look back in the last 10 years and go that changed everything for these current times there?
Well, I don't know. It's a bit difficult, really, because all the shows like vary, so I can't really pick
Mm.
any. You know what I mean, it's a bit difficult to say. Yeah.
It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot, Graham.
I
It
enjoy
really
it.
was.
Be diplomatic. I enjoy all the shows.
So, yeah, when you moved into St Thomas Street, let's say this: when you moved into the St Thomas Street building, that was 87, right?
Yeah. We opened in 88. We moved in at the back end of 87. Yeah.
And then opening at 88, you have all of this brand spanking new, huge space.
Yeah. That was like we had to do a lot of the work ourselves because we had no money. It was just as usual. We never had any money. And it was just a big empty, like the theatre particularly was just a big empty school hall. There was nothing in there. And all the North Street equipment all just was piled in there when we first moved in. Like all the offices, everything was in the hall. So we had to like transfer it all around the building as and when we were ready. But yeah, and of course it was my old school as well, which was even bizarrer. So it was Graham Lower School.
Yeah, they used to have a school hall in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been there from 1979. I was there at school, so I've never really left.
It's just so. It's basically that entire theatre that everybody sees, the 290 seater theatre, the stage, the area back there, the dressing rooms up top, everything there. That was all built by an army of volunteers.
Yeah, I mean, we had builds in to put the tiering in because it was too big a job, do you know what I mean? But yeah, everything else we could do, we did ourselves. So.
And
we've moved the building from North Street ourselves. We had no removal firm. We moved everything in a Luton van. So yeah, we did that over a couple of days with a team of volunteers. It was crazy times.
I'm just imagining in my brain like you, Chris Wilby, like Mark Dresser and some other volunteers as like senior volunteers in like blue overall dungarees and everyone else wearing white and just like DIY SOS in it, going
honestly,
crazy.
Yeah, people painting and stuff down there. It was just crazy. It was honestly. And of course, there was no heating. The heating didn't work when we moved in. It was a bit of a mess because it had been closed for a few years. So yeah, we used to sit in the office like working with gloves on because it was freezing, because it was Christmas time. And we still had the pantomime on as well at the Opera House, so to put on at the same. So
when did the first St Thomas Street show happen?
It happened in the September of 1988, and that was Sad Loss Again, Scarborough and District Light Opera Society. And they did My Fair Lady, and that was the show that opened it. So yeah, they were still sticking like numbers on the seats the night before it opened at the dress rehearsal, because they were used to doing the shows in a big theatre as well, in the Floral Hall actually, and that closed the same year we opened. So that's got a smaller theatre like us. But yeah.
I can just imagine them writing it with pens on it now, doing it on the sort of paper ticketing systems.
Yeah, I mean there was no bar or anything. There was like coffee on a table with some bottles of stuff and things. You know what I mean? Just crazy.
Proper car boot sale.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Of course, we got a lot of the equipment out of the Floral Hall when that closed, so we got loads of the equipment out of there, which helped us out with the lighting and stuff. But we had the council just gave us the keys basically, and said we could go in and just help ourselves. It was shut, do you know what I mean? It was being demolished. So we even got a lot of the theatre seats, but we brought them all down, but they wouldn't fit in the theatre. So we had to buy all the new seating and stuff. But yeah, so that was a bit of a waste of time.
It's just like from when I'm thinking of it, like there is so much rich and ripe history that we can go through this. As I've said to many people, I'm going to be speaking to loads of YMCA type people as part of this, like YMCA engagement through the whole COVID-19 lockdown and everything like that. Which you look like you're coping pretty well on, Graham.
I'm doing all right. I'm doing a lot of walking. That's why I'm tanned. I'm trying to lose some weight, so I want a fitness kick.
Fitness kick, but he still has a beer in the evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I do. You've got to have your beer.
There it is.
Yeah.
We'll move steadily on because we'll move on to where we first met, which was the day that I worked at the YMCA Theatre. Because for those of you who don't know, I'm Alex Wood. I was an apprentice for the YMCA Theatre for a year and a volunteer for about 6 more.
Yeah. Once you're there, you can't get away.
No, you can't. You can't leave. You can't leave. It took me to go to university to leave.
But you're still involved, aren't you, now? Doing
Look at this. I'm using the skills I learned at university for you lot now. Look at this. Good old me. Good old me. But yeah, no, I think I was exactly the same as everybody else. I was 18, just fresh out of school, and everybody learned an awful. Everyone taught me a hell of a lot as that. And yeah, my first show was, I think it was Little Shop of Horrors that we did all the way back then.
Summer season, yeah.
Yeah, and I met so many wonderful people that are still involved now. I think it was the year after Chris Wilby retired.
Yes, it was. Yeah, he left in, I can't remember when he left, 2009 or something, was it? Maybe. I don't know.
But I spent most of my time with the loveliest woman that ever, who has been there nearly as long as you, and her name is Judith Edmondson.
Or Judith.
absolute legend. She will never retire.
No.
Never in a million years. It means too much to her. She was there before you, if I remember.
She started just after me, actually.
Just after. Sorry, apologies.
I think she started the open air theatre as well, but she was like selling programs, so I think it was probably about the same time, you know. Well, maybe she was the opera house that year, I think. I don't know.
I'll ask Judith when we get her on.
Yeah, get Judith on.
We'll have Judith on and it'll be amazing. I love that woman with all of my heart. I absolutely gorgeous human being of a lady. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been there through the modern era of the YMCA and how we have adapted and evolved and made it the 21st century. Do you think that over these last 10 years from 2010 to now, you've seen more growth than you have over the last 30 years?
I think we're still it's just steady. It's like a progression all the way through because you have to keep with the times. So we're always striving to keep up with technology on the lighting and sound and stuff. So I think we've always been quite ahead in the market really of stuff like that. So I don't think that's really changed.
Always a slight progression because there's been over these last, I'd say 2-3 years, there's been a sudden there has been a change of the whole of the YMCA, not just the theatre side, whole of the YMCA. There's been a lot of movement and changes there. There's a lot more community involvement. The theatre production side has taken leaps and bounds on and taken a lot more on as well.
Yeah, since we put the bar in, we've been able to get we're going for more professional shows and stuff coming in, like tribute acts where you really need a bar area, as you know. Because you were there for our opening night, weren't you, Alex?
I was. As I said on Facebook, the thing, I served the 3rd ever pint at that bar, and that's literally because Graham was too quick to serve the first 2. I couldn't even get it.
Yeah.
But just seeing the progression of that itself was amazing.
It really is.
How long had you wanted a bar put in? Because the bar came in what, 2016, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, well, quite a long time really, but because we were always umming and ahhing, about having a bar with young people there, and it's sort of that was the reasoning. But then we just thought the time was right to do it and really try it. So and it's worked really well. It's brought a lot of extra income in. Yeah,
there hasn't been any trouble with it at all.
No, touch wood. No. We're very strict.
Right. It goes to the strictness of your thing, but it goes to the community that we have as a group of members.
Well, I've got great volunteers as well that are always on the ball with everything. They're fantastic. So, great team.
And even over my period of time, we've seen that absolutely evolve and euthanize itself as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So euthanize isn't actually the word because that means something completely different. But like regenerates the word. That has regenerated with a crop of fresh people as well that are dedicated and will go there 3 times a week and do absolutely it all there. Because I remember doing it 4 or 5 times a week, and yes, everybody killed me. My social life died. But
you went in and you got an enjoyment. You met a lot. You meet a lot of people at the YMCA.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
People that I will speak to the day I die, and it's exactly the same with you.
Absolutely.
And this is it. I cannot unbelievably change anything that I've ever gone through it. I really can't. There's been ups and downs throughout my period of time and throughout yours as well. Definitely. We've had people that we've absolutely loved and seen, and then seen their progression shoot up and do everything like that. And then we've had people that have crashed out and burned and said, hang on a minute, they probably should have done a little bit better, but we gave them the platform to first of all group and strive. Is that something that... sorry, let me change that a little bit. What was your overall ethos there? Has it ever changed and gone, or have you and Chris Wilby, because it was you and Chris Wilby to start the theatre off, have you always said, we'll give as many young people a chance as possible and just see where it goes?
Yeah, the theatre was like a means to an end to get young people involved. That was the whole point of it, to start with. It was built to be run by young people. That's what we built it for, as a way of doing youth work with them. I mean, that's changed slightly. Now we're doing more professional shows in there, but we still do have our young people doing a lot of the stuff. And I will never, as long as I'm there, it'll never change that. It'll always be that way.
Because from my time here, we've now got two of the lads that basically can do everything there, and they were both like 13 when I was there.
Absolutely.
Obviously, there's young Mr. Jake Newlove.
Yeah, I'm a Jake.
Oh, he's not young anymore either. He's like 17.
He's 17 now, yeah.
And where's it gone?
Exactly.
And then obviously we've got Mr. Bradley Dresser, who, again, he can do absolutely everything, and he basically lived there from the time he was 6 years old.
And of course Owen started at 13 again.
Absolutely. I wanted him to be here to say this, but there's a small history of police officers and the YMCA.
There is.
It's, I don't know why. I don't know where it's come from, but there is. There's a history of storied coppers there at the YMCA.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mr. Alan Bruce. Shout out to Mr. Alan Bruce if you hear this.
Michael O'Brien.
Yep.
Yeah. Jess Pratt. I don't know. Yeah.
There we go. Now you, Mr. Owen Price. How are you? There are a lot of people as well, not just with the like the theatre side of it. Their outside tendencies have really helped a lot within the YMCA. Is that is it just something that you were like, he's from here, let's pick him out, or is it you guys just got lucky? Because obviously with Michael O'Brien and the licensing company and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, Michael's been involved a long time with the YM as well. He was actually in My Fair Lady, the opening show. And he was in Oliver when I was in Oliver, when I was 12 or whatever, at the Flow Hall. He was in that, so I've known him a very long time. And I class him as a friend now. He's a great guy.
Only now I class him as a friend.
Yeah. No, well, before it was like because he was an old person in the shows. Do you know what I mean? But since work, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. I've seen that man do drag at the pantomimes. I've seen him do the Dame at pantomimes and everything like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was, but it was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and he had to dress up as like a Thunderbirds woman in a full hat and get up and do a Starship Troopers song. And I can't picture him the same way again. And now
Yeah.
even I still believe it. He's got family that are still involved at the YMCA now.
Yes, I think he has. I know his daughter used to come to ballet, but of course she's got her own children now. But I'm sure her children still come to ballet.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
If they do, shout out to you. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
We won't do that. And then obviously we'll go down the step ladder of that. You've had many great assistants that have gone on and done better things while you've been there as well.
Yeah.
I believe Mr. Ben Ellis did it.
Yes, he's been there. Yeah, he's done tech stuff. We always try and get. It's nice if the actor people, the entertainers, can do the tech side as well, because it gives them an understanding of it and a bit of respect to what the tech can actually do.
Because the old study show thing says if you haven't got a tech guy, you can't do a show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then obviously we've got the legend that is Mr. Liam Downey.
Yeah, Liam. He's been great. He's been there 10 years.
What a servant that man is.
10 years. He was volunteering before that. So.
Yeah, absolute servant. And then you've got the new one.
Yeah, Katie.
Yeah,
she's great.
She's going to be our next guest. She's the one after this. Yeah. We're gonna. She doesn't know it yet, but her and Haley are going to be on the podcast next.
Oh, brilliant!
And it's going to be brilliant. Both Katie and Haley work for the YMCA. Haley is the social media manager, I believe.
Yep.
Or media relations, or something, whatever that is. And obviously, Katie is the assistant to the theatre manager.
Yeah. Haley's the marketing manager.
That's it.
Marketing something or other. I can't remember. I haven't been there for that long.
And then obviously we've got Steve Marsh that's the executive director, and James Aikenley that's the musical director.
Productions director.
That's it, productions director. He directs the YMCA's own productions. Yeah. And that's his area there. We don't mess with that. We'll talk to James. We'll talk to James about that when we get him on the show.
Yeah.
That's if he comes. James, when you listen to this, because James has got to approve this and tick it off before we actually get it live and go. So James, keep doing a good job. And then Steve, you do it as well. And then obviously we've got Martin as the outreach program.
Yeah, Martin's the. Oh God, I'll tell you. I haven't been there for ages. I can't remember what everyone's job titles are. You put them on the spot with those. I can't remember.
Little office.
Yeah, I've got my own little office. Well, there's 3 of us in there now. I share with Haley and Katie. So we have our theatre hub in there.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That I can either imagine that office is going to be spotless, pristine, or just a mess.
I cleared it out before I left on furlough. So
but over Christmas, it's got piles of documents all over the place.
Yeah, props and all sorts.
Well, speaking of Christmas, we'll move on very quickly to the Christmas cracker before I let you go and do that now.
Yeah.
When did that officially start?
Oh my God, that's been going on for. It started a long time ago because it used to be called Christmas Carousel. Christmas Celebration. Christmas Carousel's the other one. Christmas Celebration.
Yeah.
And that was by Mary Nicholson and Barbara Pearson started that. And it must be about 25 years ago.
When did you get it then? When was it your baby?
I've been doing it since 2012. I took off from Kerry when Kerry left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I took it on then. But that's sort of ended up with me since 2012. So it'll be 8 years this year.
Did you volunteer for it, or did you get given it?
I volunteered for it. I've always wanted to get my teeth into it. So. Well, I'm always heavily involved with it anyway, with the set and stuff. So I thought, well, I might as well just produce it as well. But of course I have Katie and Haley direct it as well. So yeah. So there's about 5 of us in the production team for that one.
Yeah. And that's another one that's gone leaps and bounds over these last 8 years. It's gone from like blah 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 blah. I remember the first one that I saw, and now I watched this year's just gone, and it was
Yeah,
10 times. Like
oh,
just the amount of value that goes into it is
yeah,
unbelievable, and
yeah.
it's a perfect way to start everything off.
Oh, we love it. I mean, I just hope we can do it this year. You know, you don't know where we're going to end up, really, do we?
Well, as long as you can do rehearsals with 2 meters apart, I'm pretty sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
There'll be a lot of one-on-ones, and everything will be
Well,
all okay.
yeah.
It'll be brilliant. All I want to say is absolutely 100% thank you very much, Mr. Ibbotson.
Oh, no problem at all, Alex. Nice to talk to you.
Lovely to speak to you as well, good sir. It has been absolutely brilliant.
No,
Thank you so much.
no problem at all. All right, you stay safe.
I will do. See you soon, sir.
See you soon, Alex. Take care.
Bye bye.